You had lunch with that female colleague again? I looked up at Karen sitting on the sofa, arms crossed, eyebrows furrowed, her voice laced with suspicion and displeasure. You had lunch with that female colleague again? The kids were playing in front of the TV, and the lingering aroma of my morning coffee still hung in the air, yet the atmosphere had instantly frozen. It's not what you think. I tried to keep my voice calm, drying a dish I had just washed. Oh? Not what I think. Karen sneered, her eyes carrying a hint of hurt. I just heard from your friend that you two looked pretty close. I sighed, putting down the dishes, and walked over to sit beside her. We just had lunch. She wanted to buy something for her boyfriend and needed some advice. I also helped pay the bill for her, that's all. Karen frowned, leaning back on the sofa, her gaze flickering. You paid for her? Why do you always casually help that young woman? You never do this for me. I paused, realizing the conflict went beyond the lunch itself. I didn't mean anything by paying. She had a large bill, so I helped her with change. She immediately paid me back. This is normal in our company, colleagues sometimes pay for each other's lunch. Karen lowered her head, biting her lip gently. I know what you're saying makes sense, but she's 11 years younger than me, and she's pretty. You know how many people at the office notice her? I reached out and held her hand. Karen, I love you. Do you know that? From the first time I met you until now, I've never been attracted to anyone just because they're young or pretty. She didn't respond immediately, only remained silent for a moment. I knew her anxiety had been amplified, heavy work pressure, a friend's rumor making her doubt her place in my heart. I took a deep breath and explained everything from the beginning. Last Friday, she asked me to lunch. She wanted to buy some fishing, hiking, and climbing gear for her boyfriend. You know, I've done these outdoor activities with my siblings since I was young, so I could give her some advice. We went to the cafeteria and bought Thai food. I paid the bill, and she immediately reimbursed me. After that, we went back to the office. Nothing special happened at all. Karen's eyes welled up slightly. Her friend saw you in the cafeteria and told me you two were laughing and having fun. Yes, we were just chatting. She wanted to buy a gift, and I was helping her choose. That lunch was nothing special, just ordinary colleague interaction. I tried to keep my voice calm. I forgot to tell you initially, not because I was hiding anything, but because I didn't think it was a big deal. She was silent for a few seconds, her gaze complex. I know you didn't do anything wrong, but, at the time, I felt ignored, and I thought you might be interested in her. I squeezed her hand. Karen, you've always been my wife, my home. From now on, I'll tell you about any similar situation. I don't want you to feel insecure. There was a brief silence. The children laughed nearby, and I brushed a strand of her hair back. Let's treat this as a lesson, okay? Do you want me to explain the whole process of her choosing the gift so you understand? She nodded, slowly leaning toward me. I took out my phone and showed her Alice's gift list. See, these are all things her boyfriend likes. I was just helping her analyze the types and brands of equipment. Karen looked at the list, her frown slowly easing. Oh, so it was just like that. You didn't go on a date with her or anything? I shook my head. Absolutely not. She exhaled softly. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have believed what my friend said and gotten angry. Work has been stressful, and seeing you with a young, pretty woman, my mind went wild. I smiled and hugged her. It's okay. I understand how you feel. From now on, if something like this happens, I'll tell you first, and I hope you'll trust me first. The matter hadn't settled immediately. On the lunch day, Alice had lightly tapped my shoulder. You really know outdoor gear. Thanks for helping me pick the gift. I smiled. No problem. It was nice to chat a little too. Unfortunately, Karen's friend Megan happened to be at the cafeteria getting coffee and saw me and Alice laughing together. She immediately sent a message to Karen. Your husband had lunch with the new girl. They looked pretty close. By the time Karen saw the message, she had just finished a stressful day at work. She was already tired, and this sentence sparked unease. Her friend's words made her interpret lunch as a secret date. That evening, she asked me, Where did you have lunch today? I thought it was no big deal, casually replied. Oh, with my colleague Alice. She asked me about the gift. Karen froze, then her tone turned cold. I knew it. You didn't tell the truth. I didn't expect her to be so angry, and could only explain helplessly. I'm really not hiding anything. You asked me, and I told you. I was just helping her pick a gift. Karen rolled her eyes. You're always so nice to others, but what about me? When do you buy things for me or take me out for lunch without me reminding you? I felt a pang, but remained calm. Karen, I do surprise you sometimes, you know. Don't you like our occasional date nights? She muttered. Yeah, but you do the same casually for others. This small quarrel made us realize that minor misunderstandings, if not communicated, can easily escalate. The next day, I took the initiative. Karen, let's take a walk during lunch break today. I'd like to talk a bit. She hesitated for a moment, then nodded. We walked along a small path near the office. Sunlight fell on her shoulders as I recounted everything: Alice picking the gift, why I paid, how she reimbursed me, the cafeteria environment, and the background noise. Karen listened and frowned. So that's how you helped her? I nodded. I hope you understand that my actions had no other meaning. You are my home, the person I care about most. Her gaze softened, but there was still a trace of unease. I understand, but seeing you with a young, pretty woman still makes me tense. I stopped, holding her hand. I know how you feel. I'll be careful, and I hope you can trust me. From now on, I'll tell you first if something like this happens. That week, I intentionally increased small gestures of care, making her coffee in the morning, preparing lunch, doing dishes, and taking care of the kids in the evening. Every thank you message from Alice, I showed to Karen, explaining the situation. We also scheduled a few date nights, going to nearby restaurants, talking about work and life. Slowly, Karen's guard lowered, and her smile returned. One day, she said suddenly, You know, when I saw you two in the cafeteria that day, my heart was all over the place. Now thinking back, I really overreacted. I shook my head with a smile. That's okay. It was also an opportunity for us to understand communication better. She leaned gently on my shoulder. Next time, tell me first, and I'll try to trust you. I nodded. Definitely. A few weeks later, Alice's boyfriend received the gift and loved it, sending a thank you message. Karen looked at me and said, Seeing him like the gift makes me more confident that you were just helping. I held her hand, feeling warmth inside. You will always be my home. I want to prove that with my actions. The children played nearby, the house filled with laughter. At that moment, I understood, marriage is not built on explanations, but on actions and continuous communication to establish trust. This small misunderstanding made us understand each other better, strengthening our marriage. Alice remained a colleague, but my relationship with Karen became even more solid because of this incident.